My Monster Hunter OC. Shooters aren't my thing unless it's 100% shooter, like COD. Yeah. I'm not into Call of Duty. I do like Left 4 Dead and Borderlands. I played a lot of Left 4 Dead with my friends many years. We actually beat the first entire Left 4 Dead on Expert. Like, that was 100% shooter. Like, that's all it is. It's just point A to point B, survival shooter, survive. But I also like Borderlands a lot because it is part RPG. And I do think its story is just hilarious. See, Monster Hunter is one of those few games that I think might age decently in another 10 years or so. It's not so heavily trying to make your character look beautiful and realistic or anything. I think those kind of games are gonna just die out graphically. Alright, so yeah, this is... I made the same character twice. I made Snoo-Snoo twice. My solo and my Let's Play, or live stream Let's Play. I don't do YouTube anymore. The only reason why I did that is because I really like the design for my Monster Hunter World version of her. So I just made her twice. I'll probably make her a third time if me and my buddy Zero play this. And I haven't played this in a bit, so I wanted to continue. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying. Sticking around and enjoying. I just feel like some of the bitching I was doing with that game was kind of like scaring people away. Like, I get that way though. That's my performance anxiety. But like, I was enjoying that game. It's just the combat is, after a while, it's old, gets bad. Like, I can understand some people don't like RPGs for that reason, but I prefer turn-based. Now, I don't like it when I'm constantly trying to get somewhere and I'm running into fights every 2 steps, but I can literally... I do love grinding in games, but I don't overly grind. I don't go out of my way until nearing the end of the game to try and grind. Unless I'm trying to get money in something. But like, I was playing Bravely Default, and I was doing a lot of grinding. I'm nearing the end of that game, but before I started to get anywhere near the end, my characters were already 50, 60, or whatever. Right? I like, for example, at 6, there's a relic you can equip just to turn them the fuck off. That's awesome. I don't even remember if I got that. Bravely Default has that by default. Ah! Pun. Bravely Default has a setting by default where you can up the encounter rate by increments up to 100%. So you can have it at full, where you encounter things real a lot, or you can have it at like half, or you can have it off. And after I've plowed through an area or a dungeon, I usually go through a dungeon, get everything with it on, and then after I do the whole thing, I usually turn it off. Yes, turn it all the way, yeah. Because I was grinding heavily in that game, just so I can, because it has job classes. So I can level up my job classes. And you learn different abilities and different spells or whatever, depending on what job you are at certain levels. And I love job classes. And it's another one of those games where you can take a skill or two from another job and take it to your other job. So I can be a black mage that can use physical attacks, or I can be a physical attacker that can heal. Like, I love that. That's what I loved about 5. Another thing I enjoyed was there was a thing I was grinding for, and it gives you, it's a lot of money because it's kind of end game. But there's 2 things where you can get more money, and then there's another thing that gives you more experience. I say it's end game because the amount of money it costs. So you're going to need to be a little further in, unless you're just sitting there training for like months, or you know, a few weeks. Otherwise, you're going to never get it because it costs a lot. I spent several weeks playing that game. The only reason why I haven't beaten it yet is I realized that game kind of makes you go through the same shit 5 times, I think. I literally have beaten through the base story, except for the final boss. And they have you go into this dimension, like, because it's one of those Final Fantasy games, because it's Square Enix. It's one of those Final Fantasy games that's got crystals, so it's one of those. After you do all the 4 crystals, there's a portal that opens that sends you back into a different alternate version of the world. So you go through the same portions of the game 5 times. The first time is, the main story, where you battle everybody and all the story happens. Then you go through it again, somewhat slightly different, waken the 4 crystals again, go through the portal again for a 3rd time, repeat, and you keep fighting all the bosses again. So, like, the way you get the job classes is that you face the bosses that have the certain little thing, and then after you beat them, you get the job. And they do that 5 times, and I'm on the 4th world. The only difference is that after you beat these bosses again, you get more and more information in their bestiary for them, and they have a bit of different dialogue. It is half-assed. It's a fun game, but I've only played it through once, almost all the way through, and I completely forgot that happened. I thought I was at the end, when no, I wasn't. And it's literally, at this point, it's literally just a boss rush. Yeah, that is, it's bleh. It's literally just a boss rush at this point. And the enemies do get slightly stronger. And it's some of these revisits are only ways of encountering certain monsters if you're trying to collect the entire bestiary or whatever. But it just gets repetitive, heavily repetitive. And that's the main reason why I kind of stopped playing it after a while. And I also recently bought Bravely Default 2. And I was like, I want to play the first one again because I never beat it. So I'm not one of those guys who likes to start on a game midway through a series unless it doesn't really have like a massive story or anything. Like Monster Hunter, I played Freedom Unite, but that was already in the midst of Monster Hunter's like series because it started on PS2. But Monster Hunter doesn't seem to really have a connecting story or anything. Not like, say, if I were playing God of War or something. Like someone requested me to play the newer God of War, the Dad of Boy. Not the Ragnarok one or whatever, because I'm going to play that too. So I started from the first God of War, because they all connect. If it was Final Fantasy, I'm fine with starting with, say, 10, because that was the first one I played. Minus the bit of 7, because none of those really connect unless you have direct sequels. But if it's a game that has a direct story significance, I'm not going to play it in the middle of something. And that's why I wanted to play Bravely Default 1. Not that I know if 2 connects in any way. But I don't want to do that, and that's why. And I was like, I don't like that they did that. It's half-assed, it's boring, and it's extra padded content that I feel like they didn't know what they were doing with the game after that point. And there's really no difference to any of these worlds minus some extra dialogue. It's literally the same fights over and over and over and over again, and don't know how many chapters the game has, but I just made it to chapter 6, and I still feel like I am not at the end. At all. Like, there's probably like 7 or 8 chapters, but I feel like I still have a long way to go. And then their reactions to certain bosses are annoying, because the crystals have a boss fight, and they keep mentioning the boss's name like it's the first time they fought it. Other than that, though, its combat is great. Its ideas are amazing. Just what they did with the first game's story was ass. And the characters are lovable. So we're just going around collecting. Going around getting some things to collect so I can have things. What's after me? Okay. My biggest gripe with this game is Monster Hunter World, which is my first massive Monster Hunter experience because I beat it, is the map will show you all the different gathering points. The only way for me to see them on this is to hold the L button, and then this little radar menu comes up, which is quick inventory access, and then the right joystick is my camera movement, and that's how also you access this. So every time I'm holding this, I'll accidentally move the camera and use an item. And the only other way to bring up your map and see everything is to go into your actual map. Monster Hunter World, you could see everything right from the get-go. And that, I guess it's baby's first Monster Hunter World, that is. And yeah, it's kind of like spoiled me in that regard. And I know that's not how the older games are. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite and all those, they're just like this. But after being spoiled by that, it's kind of like annoying to me. But that's a small gripe I can get used to. It's not that bad. It's just kind of annoying. I wish this was a different button. Yes, you can change buttons. You can change up your button layout, but this would still be the same. Even if I changed up the button to bring up my map like this would still come up. Like, it's just kind of, I just wish that was accessed different. So I don't just accidentally do. That's why I go to shortcut 2 where there's nothing on it. And I already don't like the radal thing, the custom radal thing where you use items on the fly instead of having to go through your inventory access like this. So you'll see me do this more. Just because, like, every time when I do it in World, sometimes I'll go to use an item and I'll use something else, or I accidentally use an item. And I'm so not used to using it anyway. I went through most of my playthrough without really even using the radal thing at all. And that's really how, like, Monster Hunter pros, they are really good. They craft on the go and stuff like that using that, or they use items on the fly. I just prefer to go through this stupid menu thing because that's what the originals on PSP, the Freedom Unite and all that. I don't know if they have a radal. It's been a while since I played it, but I'm so used to just going through the menu like that. That's just something I was used to. And I have never experienced the PS2 ones. But I love Monster Hunter World. I love it. And Monster Hunter Rise is fun. You can ride a dog. Personally, I also love boss fights. And this game is all about fighting just big monsters. Woo! I also like the verticality and scaling in this. You could just literally just do this and just whack. Yeah. Like, yeah, the scaling in this is fun. Being able to just scale up places. I gotta get used to using the little bug things, the wire things. So I'm not really proficient. Some people are very proficient with the movement. I'm not. You could do it like that, and then you go like that, and then like it. Yeah, Monster Hunter is very good. Very good. I have it for PC if you ever want to look into Monster Hunter World. If you haven't. If it's up to you. If it's up your alley, that is. Like, if you're into action RPGs. I know you said you didn't really like Dark Souls. It has a feel to Dark Souls, kind of, where it's not so much where it's like bait and wait for an attack, but it's like there is dodging, so you gotta like once you get used to a monster's attacks, you like learn to dodge that. But that's really only where the similarity ends, kind of. It's really just that's it. Like this game is fight a monster, carve its parts to make weapons and armor. And unlike Dark Souls, where there's stats and that you level with a certain amount of souls or whatever, this game's stats are determined by your armor and weapons. Kind of like with Final Fantasy. That and, well, you do level in those games, but like RPGs like Phantasy Star and Final Fantasy, where a lot of your stats also come from what you're wearing, this game's stats are determined literally by that. And I think that's really cool. Money pouch. Ooh, just drop some random money. Oh, shit. The fuck is that thing? Thing looks scary. Seriously, what the fuck is that thing? You know, I think it'd be fun. Monster Hunter World is a very good game for new players. I also didn't eat, but that's okay. And not only that, certain armor and weapons have different, like, skills. So, like, my armor and stuff will have different abilities that'll give me certain things. Like I have defense boost, stuff like that. Critical eye, which increases my infinity, which is basically just damage, extra damage. And then, like, you know, stuff like, there's things that'll give you, like, more attack damage or fire damage or stuff like that. So your armor does have these little skill abilities. So, like, in Monster Hunter World, I focus on pure raw damage with a elementless weapon, and I have the ability to, the more I hit monsters, I'm able to stun them more, or, like, knock them down, or I'm able to slugger them, which is basically makes them drowsy. They, like, drool, and they just stand in place. So I basically exhaust their energy. And then I have, like, really high damage with, well, I have things boosting my damage output. And then I have a thing that gives me a thing called free meal, which basically gives me potential chance to drink my heals, and it won't waste it. Kind of like how if there's an ability in, say, an RPG where if you have a thing where it's like, okay, this has a potential chance of allowing you to use a potion and not take it. I have that on my character in Monster Hunter World. So stuff like that. They give you some awesome, unique things. Like these little bugs that I'm collecting, they up my stats while in the field. So that thing gave me some defense. I think it was. So these little bugs will up your stats for while you're in the field. And there's my, I don't mean to do that. The combat feels fluid too. And each weapon, unlike Dark Souls where you could find one weapon and then it'll be weak as fuck later on down the road, or you'll find something better. This game has a bunch of different weapons, but each are unique, and you can use any one of them as long as you feel like you're good enough with it. Like I'm using what is known as a switch axe right now. They're permanent as long as I'm in the field. They're permanent. They're temporary because once I leave this, once I complete this mission, they'll go away. But they're everywhere in every different level. So in all the different zones that you go to, they're there, and they're permanent throughout this mission. They will only run out or leave once I leave this spot. Leave this mission. So once I beat this boss, they'll be gone. Another thing too is you can capture monsters for better parts, because you can carve them when they're dead, or you can capture a monster, leave it alive, and get greater rewards for it at the end of the fight too. So this thing is our boss. This game is mission based, so yeah, you're gonna be selecting a mission, and it's gonna tell you what your objective is. So it's not just, there is expeditions, which is basically go to a level, have no worries about deaths, because this game gives you a limited amount of deaths and a time limit. But if you go on an expedition, you can fight a certain amount of bosses that appear there, and then they give you no restrictions, so you can die 100 times and have no time limit, and it just basically allows you to go around collecting crafting items, because there is crafting in this, and fighting monsters for parts without worries of any failure. So that's kind of the closest you're going to get to an open world aspect, but it's not. None of these areas connect in any way. So I can't go from here. I can't just walk here back to the hub to another area. It's all mission based. So it's restricted in that regard, but that's fine by me. As long as it's done well. And I normally don't like mission-based style games. But as long as it's done well. Monster Hunter World more than makes up for its with its combat. But yeah, like every weapon too is viable. So I'm using the switch axe. There's great swords, there's bow guns, there's dual swords, there's a katana, there's a sword and shield. Have to check out, see, because looks, yeah, it is very fun. It can be difficult at times, but it is very fun. I think it's also very good co-op. It's one of those games where co-op doesn't also make it easy. Co-op can, but it also tends to buff the monster, like in most games, say co-op-wise. It'll buff it, but certain fights will actually just be more fun for the hell of it. It doesn't just straight up make the fights easier. Like, if you were to co-op Dark Souls, for instance, the bosses in Dark Souls co-op could be so distracted by the other person that it just makes fighting them so much easier, despite their buffed health. These games, they can either be easier or harder. Granted, I think co-op does make it easier in some regard, because you got a friend helping out, but I've also gotten my ass kicked with my friend on many occasions. And now I'm in no way a pro at this, but I enjoy it. But yeah, no, co-op doesn't outright make the game pathetically easy either. Oh my god, he's already... Wow. I didn't do much. This guy's already ready to be captured, by the way. I didn't even do much. Hey, how you doing, man? I gotta... My stamina. Let's see if I can cook me some meat. Close enough. I gotta get used to that. I know there's a slight delay with my Elgato, so I gotta get used to that. Ah, you bitch! I need food! Burnt! You're just typing super slow? What's up? I just finished building a new bed. I'm exhausted. That's all good, man. I'm glad you have a new bed, though. I was just doing some Ninja Boy, getting frustrated by its random encounters. But I did some good progression in that, and now we're playing some Rise before I get off for the night. Having some good chats here with Newbie about Final Fantasy and other RPGs and things, and games in general. So feel free to relax, my friend. So don't worry about chatting too much if you're tired. Monster Hunter Rise for the Nintendo Switch. Oh, Super Ninja Boy. Yeah, the game I played was Super Ninja Boy. I know, I was just the moment we talked about that, I was like, right, my title. I'm not I normally don't forget that. Sometimes I do though. I was just about to do that. Thank you. I was just about to do that. I do switch games around here and there. I'll play 1 or 2 games, but I don't oftenly do that anymore. Like, I used to play like 2 hours of one game here, 2 hours of one game there, and I don't really do that as often as I used to. Yeah, thank you for reminding me, guys. I am very, very easy to forget that. So here's a trap. Now, we trapped him, but now we just throw trank bombs in his face and he's caught. Okay, fine. I just haven't watched Monster Hunter in a while. Yeah, it's alright. Monster Hunter is a very, very amazing. Rise is fun. I like World better, but Rise is a lot of fun. And I'm not very far into it. Like, my main character's a little further, but I haven't played that much because I do want to experience some blindness on stream. So there's going to be a few fights where I'm not blind at all. But that's okay. Exploration is blind because I haven't explored all that much. So we got all this. This is our rewards for capturing the monster, so I can use these to make things. It's a lot. This game does throw a lot. Go to Life is the best. Yes, it is. It's very. Like, that's one thing about Ninja Boy that I am enjoying more is that I'm just like, I'm going in blind. Like, the game is frustrating at parts with some of the beat-em-up combat, especially flying enemies. But the exploration and finding where to go is the best feeling. I keep dropping my fucking pipe. And my mic now. Can my... Oh, everything is going wrong. Alright. So we're gonna turn in this. We got some subquests done. Alright. Technical difficulties. My mic is on a swivel arm, so like it is slightly heavier. So like sometimes the tightness will like loosen and it'll fall over like it just did. So sometimes I gotta fumble with it and tighten up the boom arm or the shock mount because it's on a boom arm and a shock mount. Sometimes the shock mount will not be able to support the mic's weight and it'll fall over. But it also makes it so vibrations from everything around, it won't make it so bad. I needed to get it off my desk. Like, everything was picked up. Now it doesn't pick up things as often. Like, I can... Oop, I don't want to be hitting things. I may end my stream by accident. But I can type on my keyboard, and it won't be as noticeable. Like, that's not too bad. But it definitely would have been more noticeable if it was on my desk. Yeah. Oh, it took me I've been streaming for quite a few years myself, so it definitely took me some time. Because back when I first did YouTube, believe it or not, I used a built-in webcam, the built-in webcam mic on my laptop, which was originally a Toshiba. Then I upgraded it to an HP, and now I have an Acer Predator. So I definitely put up a lot of... I upgraded a lot, because I used to use that for a mic. I didn't use webcam on my original videos for a while. I started using webcam later. And then after that, I got a Turtle Beach headset, which is actually what I'm using now. And then I used this as the mic. Then I got an actual microphone. My first microphone was a Blue Snowball. Then I got a Samson CO1U, which... At first I thought the CO1U didn't sound too good when I was recording because I would hear myself echoing in the video as I was talking in my Elgato program. And it was very distracting. So I didn't know if that was coming off in the video, and then I edited the video and it was fine. And then because I ended up selling that back. And then I got a Blue Yeti now. Blue Yeti works perfectly fine for me. In the future, I'll probably upgrade to something else, but this works perfectly fine. So, like, yeah, I upgraded steadily over the years. And even most of the time, my early days on YouTube, I didn't have a job. So, of course, I had to settle with what I had. Because I started off also with the Roxio capture. Now I have an Elgato and all that. And I've definitely steadily gotten better over time with better computer, an actual Logitech HD 1080p camera, which even that is not the best, but it's clear. I don't need a crazy camera on a tripod or anything. Yeah, COVID blew your job away? Oh, that sucks. Luckily for me, I'm one of those important jobs because I work at a warehouse and we ship out boxes with like freaking parts for like different appliances, like like stoves or microwaves, and even like blades for lawnmowers and such. So we definitely are important. So that's why we kept our job. Basically, yeah. A lot of replacement parts and stuff like that. So like this summer is gonna be all about, like, they have a lawn and garden time of year during the summer, so we're going to be shipping out a lot of lawn and garden parts. We deal with a lot of parts like Whirlpool and stuff like that. So we definitely are important. But when COVID hit, they had to lay people off, and we actually had a lot of parts, times we were slow. I was getting sent home quite a bit because we were so slow, because of the lack of work. A lot of people got laid off. A lot of them came back, though, now. They were able to bring in a bunch of people back. And we're still actually trying to recuperate, because we actually lost. We had second shift, a full-on second shift, and for a while we had no second shift, too. That's why they had to lay a lot of people off. And we are finally starting to recuperate from that. We're getting a lot of people in, but a lot of people keep quitting. So we're definitely, still, kind of short-staffed on a lot of areas. Automotive, but it was supplier for Ford, GM, Chrysler. We had massive strike hit us in 2019, then COVID hit 2020, shut ports. Downright after strike, client said, fuck you, not paying. Wow. Yeah. It's a good job, just very exhausting. But I make $16 an hour, so I make some decent money. My last job was Chick-fil-A. At my age, that was not good money. I was making not even $10 an hour, and I was in my late 20s. I'm 31 now, so at my age, that was not good. So that's why I still live with my parents. Most of my life, I did not have a job. Most of my adult life. And now I have a job. I have a car that I have, and I can support that. I'm trying to... And I live in PA. I'm from Illinois, though. Another reason why I don't really want to move out yet is I don't want to live here. Once we all finally pack up and eventually go back home, because we have no one out here we know, besides maybe a few friends that I know or whatever, that I met through work or whatever. But no one out here we know personally. All of our family and friends are back home. You used to live right by St. Louis? Nice. So yeah, they want to eventually go back home. And my dad eventually had to move out here for a transfer. That's why we moved out here. And then it's rather that or live with my older brother in my old home, and no. No. He's a cool guy, but my brother is not something I would like to deal with on a day-to-day. No. For a secluded guy who likes to just be in his room and play games most of the time and not really deal with anything, I don't want him. I'm not a guy who goes out often. Alright, so what do we got? We got ice attack. Ooh, attack boost. Attack boost there will up my physical damage, which is nice. I want that. You can see each armor has defenses and resistances to elements. I focus morely on physical defense a lot more, because some enemies do elemental damage, but they don't do it that much to where it's that big of a deal. Some will be a pain, but a lot of the times I'm being smacked around by their physical attacks more than, say, they're doing elemental a lot of the times. Some do a lot of elementals, just not as much to be as worried about. My character on World has negative 15 lightning resistance, and it was a lightning T-Rex. And it still barely did that much to me, to the point where, there's one enemy that did one-shot me before, but I did manage to eventually beat it. And if I need more elemental resistance, I'll eventually forge other armor and use that as a build. Because you can kind of make builds with different... Your builds in this game are determined by your armor. And you can save... That's good. Some games just expect you to be, stacking all of it. Yeah. You don't have to. You can mix and match. You can also save builds. Like, your builds are determined on your gear and your weapon, and you can save presets. So if you're going up against a boss of a certain element, you can literally bust out an armor that's got higher resistance to that. So you can save builds with different armor sets and shit. So you're not just like, oh, I'm stuck with this build, I have to go and equip this other build now. No. So there's presets, but yeah, like, I'm also a physical guy, a physical attacker guy, and a lot of RPGs even, like, I rarely will focus magic a lot of the times. Like, there's Final Fantasy, I will focus magic, but not as much as I'll focus down physical attack. Just because I'm not really much of one who likes to go through the menu every time. It gets monotonous. But, like, some games I will. Some games I'll heavily use magic. Like Bravely Default, for instance. The moment I got the Black Mage, one of the earliest job classes you get is Black Magic. Also because that game gives you, if you manage, the game gives you buffs depending on what you do in battle. Not like stat buffs or anything, but like, if you kill the entire party of enemies in one go, you'll get increased, I think it's experience or money. If you don't take any damage, you'll get it's money, experience, and basically job class points. So if you kill all the enemies in one round, or not one round, but all the enemies with one attack, basically using magic as an AoE, you'll get one buff towards one of those If you don't take any damage, that's another one. That kind of thing. So that's why I was focusing on magic and that. So I can get increased money, increased experience, whatever, without having to take too much damage and worry about that. And that's what I liked about that too. Yeah. And it stacks. It goes up. The more, I think it's like every 5 enemies and then up to 10 enemies you kill, or 10 random encounters, you'll get increases to the amount you make. Experience, job class points, and money. It's really cool. I like that a lot. Alright, so we got... So now we have a level 2 attack boost, so our attack is going to go up by 6, which is really nice. I'm going to end up making pretty much everything anyway. That's the kind of person I am. What is my affinity? 5%. Oops, I might as well. Recovery speed wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, let's equip that. I'll buy it anyway, though. Okay. So now we have level 3 critical eye. Oh, we have no physical attack, though. What happened? So, oh, I wanna, because I gotta change my armor now. Change equipment. It gives me critical eye, critical defense boost, critical eye, recovery speed. Attack boost, yes. Okay. So yeah, we have level 2 attack boost, critical eye, which is all upping my damage, and defense boost. And I mix and match. So it's neat. I have a little tail. And my weapon is poison, so I do poison damage. So... Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we will sometimes require one item items within a material type rather than multiple. In such cases, you'll be able to use combinations of materials along with the same type. Each material has a different value assigned to it. In order to craft, upgrade weapons and armor, some of your materials must succeed. I didn't mean to click that. Okay, I just need to be able to make that then. Oh, I made it twice? Oh yeah, that's right, I did. That's alright. Broken parts, large monster hunting. Ah! So that once we get the next tier of items I can upgrade, weapons and such, I'm gonna start farming monsters and bosses and such. Till then, I'm gonna progress. Not gonna be doing too much more though. This is not gonna be too long of a stream. I just wanted to play a little bit of it. It's going on 10 already, or it's 10 already. It's probably gonna get off after this actually, just because I played that game a little later than I wanted, but that's okay. But I'll probably play a bit more of this tomorrow. After some Ninja Boy, which I do want to stream earlier than 6. It's just today I got home at 8 and I was just tired. That's why I relaxed in your stream for as long as I did. Watched. Plus, Final Fantasy 6 is fun. But I was just tired. I was like, fuck it, I just want to relax. Wow. Sit back and enjoy. Plus, I need to focus on joining other people's streams and getting growing with them. I haven't done that in so long because a lot of the people that I used to be part of streams, their channel just kind of disappeared. I think they stream on other channels now or something, but I was a big part of some other people's communities, a few of them, and then their channels just disappeared, and now they do other channels or whatever. I know they're still out there, it's just I don't see them anymore. Weird. When I'm playing this handheld mode, this first stage switch axe feels very wonky to me. Like I'm just bad with it. I'll probably do another fight after this, because this is just a gathering quest, so I'll probably do something to pad out this stream a little more. We'll see. Like, I'm starting to get late, but I also don't like the idea of only doing this for like a half hour. But you know, we'll see. Or I could just pad this out with a fight, because there's another boss right over here. I forgot to eat again. I personally am not a big fan of the dangos. They're alright. I prefer just the normal Monster Hunter World. Man, I'm just too babied by that. But when you get into a game and then go to a different one that has a different, similar but different enough to where you're not gonna like it as much, or you'll like it better. In my case, I like this a little less than it, but it's still one of my favorite Monster Hunters thus far. For what I've played of Generations, which I want to play more of, I really like that too. This is definitely better than it, though, in my opinion. I can't scale that. Probably scale this, though. Motherfucker. That's not what I meant to do. Alright, yeah, that's not. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to go up against the wall. I see. I was like, what's happening there? These little things give armor. I don't know if I have killed them enough yet to get, but you can get armor from these guys and things. And if you destroy them outright, you won't get their parts, so you need to knock them down and kill them without destroying them. But you're being a pain to hit. Okay, there. Give me that bone pile. Twisted remains and small monster boner. There we go. Almost used an item there. Ooh, mining outcrop. Thank you. I do like that they sped up some of the animations for that. It's really nice. Ah! Come, get over that! Damn it. Out of stamina. No, just ensure that I land here. My scaling needs work. That's all it is. Okay. I forgot that I can do that place. Yeah, I forgot that I could just do that in place. Feels weird to me. This is what I mean by exploration. Blind. We got 2 of those now, cool. Yeah, see, I didn't get some of those on my main already. There's also camps, extra campsites that you can find by exploring, that you can warp to. I already have that one over there. I think there's more. I think there's another one somewhere. But you gotta find it. You gotta find the potential campsite first. I can't just unlock it by other means. Weep! Also, no fall damage. Ah, gotta love Monster Hunter no fall damage. That'd be kinda dumb. This ain't Dark Souls. That would've died. Choice mushroom. That is one quality mushroom you have there. I think it's down here somewhere. Didn't mean to do that. Right. Oh, there it is. I wanted to try an epic plunge, but I missed. I wasn't even near him. I didn't even know where he went. Die. Motherfucker. Oh, yes. This game boasts monster riding, too. Which is hilariously awesome. You can be the monster briefly. But unfortunately, there's no other monster that I know of in sight. So we're just gonna launch them off. So yeah, you can basically ride another wyvern into battle and fight other monsters. And after you fill up that meter that showed up, you basically do like a finisher with the monster you're on top of, which is awesome as fuck. Oh, he's weakened already. That was fun. Where'd you go? Monster just disappeared. Meow. Damn it. I gotta get used to that. Oh, okay. I was about to say there's gotta be a limit to that. It'd be better if I ate instead, like actually eat my food, but I have been forgetting. Oh, we just went back to the same spot. That's alright. Let's, warp. I don't know why warping involves smoke bombs, but that's okay. That's what I'm trying to do. It's not A, it's Y. Or X. There. I feel like the X and Y button should be this different, swapped around. Switch controller is one of the few controllers that I still haven't learned X and Y and A and B's positioning sometimes because it's weird to me. My god, the sensitivity on this. It's better than playing in the fucking shitty ass Joy-Cons. I can see this game being better with a better controller, but Pro Controller's good. It's just I prefer PS4 controller over it. Hey, fucking cat! Yeah, beat that pussy. Beat it. Get out of here, you fucker. Steal my herb. Hey, thank you. Bye. Stand in one spot and be a good little bug. Mother. Oh my god, the sensitivity. Alright. Ooh, a god bug. Poison toad. All hail the poison toad. Yeah. Dang it. Positioning. Oh, yes, the spiders. Creepy, disgusting. Ugh. These spiders aren't even that bad. Well, whatever the fuck they are. They're just gross enough just thinking about it making me bleh. Should be able to just grapple, or not grapple, but that, yes. Damn it. Like, it didn't just do that just now, I would have gotten that there. Thank you. There's nothing up here. Ah, pfft. Good job. Alrighty then, I guess. Da-da-da-da. Mission success. Oh, go away. Go away, stupid notifications. Sorry for the crunching of the mic. For anyone who likes hot chips, I'm eating crunch nuggets. They're from Illinois, so you would, if anyone who's not from Illinois would have to order them online, like I have to. But they're basically like little they're like hot Cheetos, but like hot Cheeto balls. They're better than hot Cheetos though. They're called Vintner's Crunch Nuggets. There's multiple different types though. There's ones that aren't even hot. You can buy non-hot ones. You can buy hot ones with lime or whatnot. They're very good. I haven't had some of the non-hot ones in a while, so I forgot how they are. And I forgot what the name of them were, but there's also not hot ones. But here's the lime ones. They have a different bottom to symbolize that they're lime. But it says chili, lime, and they have a green bottom. Very good. Sure. Perma buffers. Ah, yes, the popo tongues. I love this theme. It feels very Japanese. I love it. I mean, it's Capcom. I hear sounds at my door, or I don't even know if it's at my door, but I'll be right back. Oy vey. Oy vey. But yeah. Now that Monday's over, as it's usually our busiest day of the week, I shouldn't be too tired. Hopefully I can stream a little earlier tomorrow. Get some more Ninja Boy out of the way. That game, I don't feel like is going to be that long. It'll probably be around like the length of Mario RPG, maybe even shorter. So it's definitely not going to be the level of... Not that the earlier Final Fantasies were long. They were just padded out by exploration. Especially if you're playing blind. But if you know the games are very quick. Because my replay of the beginning of Final Fantasy 1 was not that bad. But... those games overall are pretty quick. The only reason why they're also padded out is also not only exploration, but leveling. If you're not leveled up enough, you are not getting anywhere. Like, I remember I had to level quite a bit in 6 to make it through Kefka's Tower. I mean, that's another cool thing, though, is that you needed a second party to explore Kefka's Tower. They also did that in 8, I think, if I recall correctly. They had you... Well, I don't think they forced you to explore with 2 parties, but I remember the fight was divided up into 2 parties as well, like Kefka's fight was. So I remember having to take 1 or 2 of my main party members and put it on the shit team in order to survive, because I definitely did not focus. The fucking Moogle and Gao and the stupid cave abominable snowman guy, or the girl and her grandfather or whatever, the old man. I did not focus them at all. I focused Locke, Terra, Celeste, and Sabin most. That was my main party. So like, I remember having to grind quite a bit, so that definitely drew out some of that. Same with 8 though. Like 8, I focused Squall. What's his name? He's basically similar to Sabin. I forgot his name now. He's the guy who punches. The girl with the whip, and I don't even remember. 8 as a game was not memorable enough for me. The best character in that game was hands down, what's her face? The girl with the whip. I forgot her name at this point. Like, she was, her and Mr. Punchy Fist. Like, once I realized that you don't actually spam his best finisher with his limit, because that's what I thought, like, because normally whenever I have something to choose between a limit or whatever, I'm going to choose, like, the best route for it, because he has different button prompts, and I thought doing his best one would be the most damage, and no, it immediately ends after that. Like, you do his lower ends, and you just repeatedly punch, and once I figured that out, I wrecked, what was his name, Ultima Weapon, or whatever it was. But yeah, no, like, he definitely pulverized him and Squalls, and her, forgot her name though, the whip girl. They fucking destroyed the final bosses for me. But yeah, no, like, some of the earlier Final Fantasies though are very short actively. Can you stop teleporting? Oh, it's Mr. Rabbit Man. Mr. Snow Rabbit. Wyvern. I love that this game's like, oh look, it's a it's a bear or a rabbit or a dinosaur. Nope, wyvern. I do like that though. Like, half of your fights are either between dragons or wyverns, but they're all like animals. They're not just, oh, here's a serpent thing that looks like a dragon but with wings. They're gonna be actual unique animals. Like, there's one enemy in here that's literally just like a fucking sumo wrestling bullfrog thing? Ah, this thing is... It's dry humping me without lubricant. Wait, what? It's dry humping me without lube? That's not what I meant to say. I mean, he can do that if he wants. I meant to say he's raping me without lube. Sure, dry humping works too. I don't know why you need lube for that. Don't mind me. I say things. What you doing there, buddy? Hey, buddy. I like the things you do. Hey, buddy. If I could, I would kill you. I like... Oh, you're down? Alright. We don't got a monster in the vicinity to do this on, so we're just gonna ram you into this tree! And I missed. And that takes no idea. Oh no, no. A beast tier. Stop being a pain in my ass face. Uh-oh. Don't mind me while I sharpen my weapon real quick. Durability's a thing. But your weapon, if it runs out of durability, you just do less damage and it's less effective. But it doesn't actually break. There's no way you can forge a boss weapon and it just completely shatter in pieces and then you have to redo it again. No. Again, a similarity to Dark Souls, kind of. I don't know why everything is always compared to that, but that's just because that game has been such a big staple for me. But there is similarities to that, where if your weapon loses, or it eventually the durability drops in that, and your weapon does break, but you keep it as long as you repair it. You can repair it, but it does do like little to no damage, and it becomes ineffective to use. It's kind of like that in some regard. Except your weapon in this does not need to be repaired, it just needs to be sharpened. It's kind of like it's basically not breaking, it's dulling. So durability is kind of the wrong word to state for this, but that's what it is. Not durability, it's sharpness. And yes, you even sharpen a hammer. Holy shit, you're dead already. I didn't even notice your icon. I didn't even notice your icon changed blue. I got a Lamborghini Ice Claw. Lagombi. Rip Lagombi. But yeah, the giant sumo frog platypus? That's basically what it looks like. It has like a platypus bill, and it's like a fat green frog looking thing that knows sumo moves. Basically E Honda with a bill. Didn't mean to do that. I also forgot to mention this game does have stamina, like Dark Souls. So attacking, rolling will will cost stamina. And the more stamina you use, the less you can do anything with. Or the more you use, the lower your bar goes. If it reaches down its lowest, it'll go down and decrease. Which is not in Dark Souls, but if you have too little stamina, you can't run much, you can't do any much actions, just like that. So there is some similarities in terms of that, but... And I know if anyone who's not into Dark Souls and wants to get into Monster Hunter, don't worry, they're not anything close. They have similarities in combat style, kind of. Where you're facing things that are seemingly much tougher than your character, but they're once you get enough gear and better parts and stuff, you basically overcome that trial. It's basically just trial. There is no crazy areas that'll fucking destroy you though, like Dark Souls has, but it's basically just overcoming something that is seemingly a threat at some point. Dark Souls is all about having a thing that looks threatening and at first might be, but then you eventually get better at it and then get better shit, upgrade weapon or whatever, armor, and then you eventually overcome that trial. That's all Monster Hunter is. And it's all just fights. There's harvest quests or like I'm doing now where you collect certain things. But the game is all about fighting monsters. There's nothing else. So, and the areas are divided. So you're not going to be going from this area to the forest to another area to the hub or anything like that. There's no open interconnectedness. It's all mission based. But it's very fun. The combat is enjoyable. Every weapon is unique. And your weapons upgrade into different varieties, so you can make one weapon and eventually have it become a different weapon entirely. Like the weapon I'm using now could eventually transform into a different boss's weapon, because it goes down, there's a branch. It can go branch from one to, like, I can take this weapon to its eventual maximum of this exact monster's tree, which is a bear with poison, or I can take this to another monster's tree entirely and change the weapon up entirely. So, like, in order to get all the weapons, which is something I like to focus on, which as I was doing on Monster Hunter World, was I was making axes again, and you take one boss's tree and then go down to another boss's tree entirely. And then there's low ranks and high rank. So you're going to be facing, like, high rank is basically stronger, newer enemies that weren't in low rank. And then your other enemies that were are also stronger. And you get similar parts, but they'll be different enough to where you need, like, it'll say, like, a plus after it. But it's parts that you can only attain on that difficulty. And you need it for better versions of said armor, better versions of that weapon, because the later tiers of this weapon is going to require me to fight the thing that the bear that you haven't seen me fight unless you watch my first stream or two, which will require me to fight that thing on higher ranks in order to obtain parts required for that. So high rank and low rank have different item tiers, basically. I'm bad at explaining, to be honest. I'm sure some of you get it, but I'm just also not the best at explanations. I'm also the kind of guy who can't tell you the controls for a game unless I'm playing it. So when I have my buddy Supply asking me how to do a certain thing or go to a certain place, and say Sekiro, for example, because that's what he's been playing, and that's one of the last not Souls, but like FromSoft game I played recently. And he'll be like, "Where do I go from here?" And I was like, I know somewhat of the game. I don't know, like, every area. Like, I still, like, I know how to get certain places, but there's times where I don't know where a certain thing is or whatever. And especially if I'm not watching him, I won't be able to just be like, go left, go right, go here, go there. Some people probably can, but I can't. And then I can't tell you what the controls for Sekiro are right now because that's just how I am. Like I have that thing. Rock lizard. This game also has this. Like in Dark Souls, there's lizards that give you upgrade materials. What I just got is allows me to upgrade my armor's level. Which is basically what Crystal Lizards in Dark Souls does. They give you crafting materials, or, well, not crafting materials, but materials to upgrade your armor and weapons. And that's what I just got. Armor spheres. They specifically give upgrades for your armor, not weapons, though. Because weapons don't upgrade through stuff like that. Like Dark Souls has materials that gives you, that are all just upgrades materials. Your weapons get stronger as you level them up. This game, you get better weapons by forging it off of monster parts. Armor gets better by forging better armor and upgrading it with the material I just got. And the armor only gets better defensively and, well, elemental defensively and stuff. Like, you won't get those skills; those won't go up. So I won't get higher attack damage if I upgrade that armor. It'll just get better defenses. God, I do love the character's eyes, though. The blue on her with the red eyes. I really like that look. Even though my Snoo-Snoo from Monster Hunter World has silver eyes. But she's the original, so if I were to get someone to draw me... If I were to hire somebody to draw me like I did with my Scope PSO character for for merch or whatever, I would use her. She's the original. World. She's my original. And yes, Snoo-Snoo, I got that from Futurama. Don't know why I specifically named my character Snoo-Snoo, but it fits. I like it. Yeah. I need to get my hands on them Monster Hunter amiibos because it gives you armor or whatever. You get armor for it if you get them, but they're out already. They sold out a long time ago. Alright, so we got that rabid rabbit we just took out. So yeah, like, we can make the Lagombi tree our weapon now. But in order to do so, I need to take this to that. In order for me to do that, I need to make another one of these. And then I have a potential... I just need more ears, but I have the... You can see the branches. So this weapon will eventually become this weapon, and so on. Like, this weapon can go down to here. And I need to make another one of these. So then I can now eventually make that. And then I took this, or I took this specifically to bring it down to here. So that's what I mean. Weapons will become other weapons. And then, I don't like how they do this in this, but as I progress the game, this will shrink, will go over, and more branches will open up. In Monster Hunter World, you basically see pretty much everything, but you'll have certain other paths will only open up as you fight the monsters. So it'll be question marked for some, or some won't even be there. And as you fight monsters, progress the game, more and more will show up on the list. And then the DLC added a lot more. Iceborne's DLC added even more for weapons that originally ended. They got further routes. And there's more monsters, so trees increased and got more branches. But this, it just felt weird to me that it just shows this. I just wish that question mark thing just wasn't there. But, yeah. I hate! Damn it. Yeah. Must go away. Go away. Oops. Everything new can go away. Okay, so we got day 16. The beast's feast was at an end, as were any courage or valiance we once noble warriors had possessed. I thought I found another one. People's shrines and prayers. I thought I found another one. Terracycle misfortune that which flattens forest, scattered rivers. But yeah, that's what the weird item I found. It was like a note on this staff or whatever. That's what I found. Little lore bits. You also do have an owl friend, yes. But, I have too many pets. Don't really care for that. We're gonna do this guy. After that, that'll unlock level 3-star missions, and then I do the urgent quest, which will progress the story. Which I'm a little bit further than this, so I've done a little bit. I think I'm on 3-star. I don't think I finished all the 3 stars. I don't believe I could be wrong, but I'm a little bit further than this. Eventually, it'll start becoming blind. Fully blind. It still is blind. Exploration-wise, it is. Some of these fights, no. And I gave up on bringing myself down during these, because it's not much of a cutscene. Cutscenes are so goofy. Monster Hunter also has a quirkiness to it. It's not always. It seems like it's serious, but it's really far from that, in fact. It has its quirkiness. There's puns. There's jokes. Characters are goofy. The monsters are goofy. The food porn is goofy. In Monster Hunter World is very goofy. The food porn in this isn't. I like watching them cook the food, but this character in this you see your character just eat it. It's really that's it. That's kind of it. In the hub though, you actually watch the people make it, and it's kind of cool. But Monster Hunter World's food porn is best food porn. It's just goofy, and I love it. You can also take pictures. This game has a photo mode, because why not? Every game now needs photo mode. Thank you, Dead Rising, for that. And whatever game that made that before that, if any. So thank you, games like Spider-Man and Batman. Batman had a photo mode? I know Batman has a similar mode to what Spider-Man does where he scans for enemies, but I don't know if it has a photo mode. I know you take pictures of Riddler stuff, but it's really not the same as Spider-Man's goofy photo mode. I know Dead Rising 4 also has that same photo mode that Spider-Man does, but Dead Rising is one of the first games that I played that had like a camera, but you don't take pictures of yourself. Not until Dead Rising 4. Where it has that selfie mode that Kingdom Hearts 3 has, and this has that too, sort of. You can have your owl take pictures of your character, but there is no like selfie mode. You can take pictures of your fights though, because you can decorate your room with pictures of monsters and things. So you can have an awesome ass photo of a monster you fought. Or you can take pictures of your character and pets and friends, and you can do quirky ass poses, and it's neat. Like, that's the thing about Kingdom Hearts 3 and Dead Rising 4, though. They literally did the same god dang face poses and stuff. It was like, why even? Get out of that. Cool frost cone. Give me that bone. Give me that boner. Boner pile. We got a baggie. A great baggie. Little fishies. Come here. Dog. Alright, so these little fish are buffs. Again, just like those other bugs, these are temporary buffs for the mission. But this is a faster way to reach maximum damage buff. I got max 50% damage buff. And these guys can reuse. That was my endurance. Or my stamina, not my endurance. Sorry. Friend? Actually, come here. I'm not good at that one. Ah! Lagombe! I like this one better. I don't like the other one. The hell, dog? You're on him. That's hot. There we go. All right. Bonk. Ah. Come on. Yes. All right. Finish him. All right. Well, that's his. Isn't that great? Oh. That's the thing about wyvern riding, though, is you can get them to fight other monsters, which is new to this game, and that's really awesome. And that's basically the main new gimmick of this. And I love that. It's so fun. Lucky life found? Excuse me? Wait, where? I see it on the map. Oh, you! Come here, Fortune Owl. Yeah. Not that I really care about money all that much, because I can just do quests over and over again. And this is a game that I really love grinding in, because this game is much more grinding than other RPGs because of the fact that you need to fight monsters several times to farm enough armor parts. And some parts are only given to you by breaking certain parts. So if you want their teeth, you have to break their face. You want tail parts, you have to cut their tail off or break their tail. You want their claws, you have to break their feet. And the better your chances of are getting those parts is by doing so. So you'll see part broken or whatever. That's why you've been seeing that on my screen pop up every now and then. And capturing gives you better rewards, and some rewards are only given to you by capturing them. And I'm sure there's some rewards that are only given to you by killing them, but could be wrong with that. But yeah. And I have yet to cut a tail off in this game, but I don't see why they would take that out. That's been a staple in Monster Hunter. I mean, they took it out of Dark Souls 2 and onward. 2 onward. I mean, I know there's one boss in Dark Souls 2 whose tail you can cut, but it doesn't give you shit. It's not like Dark Souls 1 where you get weapons. But again, that's another thing I forgot to mention, but that's different. Again, you cut tails for boss weapons. But this game is different when it comes to that. Ow, you slut. You great wee baggy. Slain. Smallest size updated. Yay. Oh yeah, monsters have a size too. So while it's not really much, it's noticeable to an extent. But if you don't know what to really pay attention to, or if you're new to the game, monsters do have sizes, and some will be bigger or smaller than others. It is noticeable to an extent. But if you're just like casually just going through, and you're not gonna really notice that much. But there is a distinct difference to an extent. It's not like grandiose, but sometimes you'll fight a monster that's bigger than you. Or a monster that's, like, well, bigger than normal, I should say. Not bigger than you, necessarily. Some monsters are your size, but that, like, if that was a bigger version, he would be definitely bigger than me. There are times where you'll face monsters that are considerably smaller. Smaller than you, even. So I fought a handful of monsters that were small, or pretty damn big. But yeah, no, there is some size differences. There's like crowns. You'll get like little crowns for it. That's why it's at size updated, because they do have sizes. Pop! That smoke bomb. For some reason. I don't get the whole smoke bomb thing. I just think it's weird. And kind of unnecessary. Like, I don't need a smoke bomb to teleport. Whatever, it's still better than the wing drakes, I'll tell you that. This fucker's always dropping me at the boss when I don't want it to. Spiderweb does whatever a spiderweb does. You can attack with the dog. It does less damage than you, but it's a thing. It's actually not bad damage, but still. That thing just noped the fuck out of here. Oh, I'm getting you. I'm getting you, Lagombi. I killed my other thing, which I didn't realize it was dying either. Monster Hunter World focused also mounting monsters. I'm not sure if that's a thing in other games, but so I haven't played a lot of the other ones fully. I played Freedom Hunter Unite. I played a bit of Monster Hunter Generations, which is like a culmination of all the others, hence the name. And then this, and then World's the full experience I had. So mounting monsters allows you to repeatedly stab them in the face, Shadow of the Colossus style, and then you'll knock them down and be able to fuck them up. Mounting in this is different. You ride them and actually take them into battle. Don't bonk off. Ah! And yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more iframe timings for attacks. I don't really care. I just spam a few of the same attacks over and over again. Hey, I really want to learn some of them, but I'm not going to remember or be able to pull them off in battle because I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Alright, he's on the verge of death. How I know is that his icon changes colors on the map, on the upper left there, or right, sorry. Or a monster will be limping. Like, I believe it's purple if he's aggro to you. Or enraged, sorry. Enraged. He'll be enraged. I believe it's like yellow or something if he notices you. And then blue, capturable. It'll be like red, yellow, or red, purple, blue, I think. One's means he's noticed and you got his aggro. One's enraged, one's capturable. Our next story boss is a weird bird that looks like an umbrella. This thing, it's a weird burb. Yeah, I won't get that level 3 yet. So I guess we'll tackle him, and then the end after this. I didn't get his ears because I probably got one or two. I probably got like that one ear from that fight just now. But I didn't break his face enough. But that's okay. But we got enough to make the baggy tree. Or the baggy weapon. Which is sleep element. So yeah, now we got this. Now we just need that. And then, which is what that's for. And these are unneeded. So we're just gonna make these just to have it. There, we got that. Ah, so that's what that ticket gave me. That paw print stamp. Oh man, I recognize that set from World. Oh yeah, look at that, the bug. The hell? Insect scrap? It's like a little farmer. But yeah, we can make the insect. You can toggle it. We're just gonna make everything. I just need some baggy scraps and some little Gombi scraps. Oh, he's so cute. He's like a... Oh, God. What's that? A poodle? Yeah, he's so cute. There, my guys are full decked out in the Gombi set, except for me. The dog. My dog in real life would be like, what the hell are you doing to me? Then again, my old dog that passed away used to wear little shirts when he was a pup. Don't know why my parents ever did that, but people who do that, like, I just, why? It's cute, but why? Fireburb. Fireburb. Oh, we got a bear. No, I don't care. I'm gonna go straight to the Kanzum. The Kanzum. Shouldn't take too long to kill. I killed that Lagombi pretty quickly, so this thing should not take too long to kill. I gotta really get me air plugs. Oh yeah, the bone badges. Red. Not sure if that means it's just aggro. I thought yellow was aggro. Purple. Okay, red's aggro, purple's enraged. Or fleeing. Then that must be 4. Because purple is fleeing then. Oh, I can ride it? Why, thank you. This thing's finisher is awesome. He's doing a bit more damage to make my armor not as good. Defensively against him. Oh, he's capturable. I'm cruising through some of these quests that took me a lot longer before. Take that bird. Fucking pest. I'm just glad I didn't have internet issues again. Good hunting on that Akon or something. One problem down, but we got another over at the Shrine Ruins. The villagers are all spooked, saying there's ghosts. I'm keeping an eye on things, but for now I call you later if something comes up. For time being, Gosi Hanoa taking down that Akano-sama has opened up 3-star quests. You're becoming a fine Kamura hunter. Squirt. Good work. Don't you think you've worn out the pedalist of yours by now? You don't know, the effect you receive on contact with Spiritbird changes with the type of pedalist you're wearing. Tell you what, you've always been the hands-on type, so I'll give you a new one to try yourself. Switch out pedalists to see which one best matches your style. Change your pedalist from the manage equipment option in the box. Pedalists can be changed from the tents as well. Knows when their pedalist is finding which types were supposed to use key, becoming a master hunter. Please do come by anytime. Ah, good, Master Snoo-Snoo. I have stocked special selection of a variety of items. Each and every one is guaranteed to be the use. Thank you. Yeah, he now sells new things. Half of which are not my type right now, because I'm not I don't use gun. I don't use the gun or the... I am not a ranged user, I'm a axe user. Alright. So... I think I can lend you a hand, yeah. So help me out if you have a little problem I have. I'm trying to develop some new Palamute gear, but I ran out of materials and need to finish my... Is it possible to share some materials that you have? In return, I'll give you a special piece of Paluma gear that I've finished making. I need malachite ore. Alright, I need to go ore finding. Oh hey, Yori's buddies make it back safely. You're such a big help. Master Hammond's relieved as well. He got word of Yori's buddies were safe. He had the biggest grin on his face. Speaking of which, I got news. Thankfully, put a smile on your face. You unlock 3-star. Not only that, you get new quests, but you travel to a new locale. Make sure you're prepared. That's my freaking platypus frog sumo guy. We beat him. Kulayaku we beaten. Yeah, I didn't beat these because I didn't fight a Baroth yet. I beat the Roggy, and I have yet to face Ludroth. Nor that. Yeah, so we're on... I'm currently on 3-star on my main. So we beat him, and we beat him. I don't think I beat him in this, though. I think I beat him in the hub one. I could be wrong. I know I started to do some hub ones as well, because the hub mission is basically multiplayer in this, but also different quests. I could be wrong, but he's back. He's back. I'm not sure if they're I'm not sure if they're older monsters from other games. I only played World fully. If I beat this, this will be my second full Monster Hunter game beaten, and then I plan on beating through Generations, which is a culmination of the older ones, which will give me that experience of playing the older ones. So I was never good at playing Freedom on PSP, and I'm not a big fan of the PSP either. My handheld of choice was DS. And Monster Hunter on the 3DS, no. Don't feel like breaking my joystick off. Not out of anger, but out of playing. That's the whole reason why I swapped 3DS Smash Brothers to the Wii U version. My 3DS is also old, which by the time both of those came out, my 3DS has seen its fair share of abuse. At this point, my 3DS can no longer hold a charge without me holding the thing into it. And the joystick cover already has come off several times. With the amount that I've played Pokemon and bred Pokemon, I don't think Monster Hunter would help. I know it introduced underwater fights and all that, but it's still not a game I was like. I just don't know if it was good. The only one I hear bad things about though is the Wii Monster Hunter. It's the one I hear the worst about. But I don't know. Motion controls for Monster Hunter doesn't seem like entertaining. Like the Joy-Cons are already terrible enough. Like, it feels like a whole other ordeal just playing this with the Joy-Con versus a Pro Controller. It feels like a whole other ordeal. Like, this is definitely essential for games of this type. Heavy action combat-based games or, you know, fighting games. If you're playing Smash Brothers, it's definitely a necessity to have that. So if we were to play, say, like this or Mega Man, or... Mega Man's not that heavy, but it's still better to play with that than the Joy-Cons. Or Smash Brothers, or Devil May Cry, or even just more comfortable to play games like Borderlands, especially Dark Souls, or any of those kind of games where they're more a bit heavy, action-packed, got a lot going on. Yeah, Pro Controller's your friend. If you're playing like an RPG, like if I were to play Final Fantasy, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-2, which I've played a bit of, quite a bit of, 700 hours in the 10. Yeah, playing in bed with the Joy-Cons is fine. Because those games don't require a lot of input when it comes to, like, just, it's turn-based, so you're not worrying too much about a lot of bullshit. And it's just, it's slow, so it's not too bad. Even with some of the action-timed, or, not action timed. Yeah, ATB combat. Active time battle. Pass, here's something I need your help with. I need you to know about the rock lizard. Kick a picture. God damn it, I forgot about that. Stupid Dark Souls lizards. I've already kicked one. Alright, I gotta go. Whenever I find another one, I gotta remember to take a picture of it. Yes, there's a photo mode. You can also call your owl. Change your angle. You can move around, take a picture of yourself. Voila. Decorate your room with pictures of monsters that you fought. Buddy skills, Palico, what do we got? I don't care about negate paralysis, I'll upgrade your health. Mama. I guess. Increase the likelihood of stunning and tiring monsters. Yes. Ooh. Okay, he has earplugs. Helpful. Alright. Cool. So we could also change my manage equipment. Change equipment. Spirit bug. The irony about this is that the strength pedalist does not up my attack. It lowers my attack up gain. The demon pedalist, however, this is not. This only affects the little buffs you get in the fights in the world, in the areas. Like you'll collect the little bugs that I was collecting. That only affects that, and those aren't permanent. They're only permanent for the mission you're on. So I'll gain my attack up from that will be gained a bit more than say this one will, but it's not by much. But which is odd that strength isn't for that. Boosts health and stamina considerably. So I guess that's what strength gear is on. Balanced, increase stats to give a lush scent. Boost defense and stamina considerably. Like. Well, I don't really care because I'm getting boosted from my health and stamina from eating somewhat. And plus, it's still not that bad. It's 25. I like the additional attack. You know me. For anyone who knows me. Who's a good boy? Alright. Ninja. This game's all about them ninjas. Heavily inspired by ninjas. Thanks for taking buddies on a Mew hunt. On behalf of the buddies here, I'd like to give you a token of my thanks. We sometimes present you with buddy tickets as a sign of appreciation for taking buddies along with you on quests. These tickets can be used to forge upgraded buddy equipment. Okay. Oh yeah, the buddy dojo. So I can train my cats there. Or my friends there, not just my cat. But I can't take the ones that are with me. Which I really kind of, I mean, it probably would help to learn, like, be able to learn their abilities more, but, kind of don't really care. Go off on all these, you can also hire other pets like you can in the other ones. You could, the other ones you didn't really have a set pet, you hired monster, or pet friends. Why don't you go off on these exciting adventures and buddies itching to get some action themselves? That's why I decided to scout even more buddies for you to hire. It means paperwork, procedures, but okay. However, you also have the Argosy in this, who is also the lady, or the person who would go off and... The Argosy in Monster Hunter World is the guy who basically goes out and comes back with items, depending on what you want him to find. This girl is also your cultivator, sort of. Like, she trades you stuff, but also she will go and send friends out to go collect certain parts that you want. So if you're trying to make, say for instance, you want to get more traps or whatever, you can have her collect certain bugs or whatever for their traps. Or if you want herbs and honey, you can have her go collect that for mega potions. Whisper lanterns and boat shells. I don't remember you asking that. I don't remember doing this on my main, but I'm sure I have. Find action moves. Ride special buddy-sized kites high in the air. Survey lead. Oh, good question. I said they join the Meowcenary's efforts. Can be needed to maintain the kites, but any materials your buddies find or reconnaissance are yours to keep. So what do you say? Would ensure the safety of the village if you have no qualms with it. Sure. Our monster recon squad of buddies managed by feline chef Kageroshi. Riding special kites of Kageroshi's design, they take the skies and set off specified zones. The monsters, materials, and items. You'll need Kamura points in order to dispatch them. Ah, okay. Yeah, this is the... I forgot the name of them. The felines that you send out in World. I mean, it's in all the other ones, too, I think. But I have not played enough of the other ones. Again, I'm just going to go off of Worlds. That's the one I played the most of. Babby's first Monster Hunter. But yeah, anyway, you basically send monsters out to a certain field. I think I did do this on my main, I just don't remember. But you basically send them, you have like paths that you can choose, and depending on which one you choose, they'll either fight a certain amount of monsters or they'll collect a certain amount of items or whatever. Each unique route with targets, the mercenaries head out to recon players. Yeah. Called before they complete their mission. Could be retrieved. Kamura points over when we return. So basically, yeah, you basically select a destination, and then you select which route you want them to go down. So I technically could choose the middle one here, which has quite a bit of stuff that they would give me. They would give me parts from a Bullfango, the whatever, Jaggy, I think it was, and then the Azeros. Or you can have them collect plant, the bug there, and the first route has like the plant, the herb and the bug, whatever. Yeah. So basically, it's a good way to get materials without actually having to do it yourself, and also get extra materials. So, okay, it's a bomb badgie. Okay, great. Izuchi, sorry. Same thing. Just different moveset. So this can fight a Bullfango, give me an ore. Fight Jagras, a baby Jagras, 2 great Izuchis. So we're gonna go the first route. But I need to hire somebody first. I don't remember doing that, but I feel like I did. I could be wrong. Buddies are hired by the scout. Buddies' level will determine the hiring fee, or is find new prospects. Hire every time you embark on a new quest, so check often to see if you found anybody you like. Yeah, I know, I didn't just read that little bit he was saying there for a sec, so... Some things I'll breeze over. Hired from Iori, the Buddy Scout located in Buddy Plaza. Iori will have new Palicos and Palamuts to choose from each time you return to a quest. You ask Iori to look for buddies with specific characteristics, abilities, he'll scout them out and bring them to meet you the next time you visit. Number of buddies you can hire, make space for you. I mean, normally I would read everything, but sometimes I'm just going to breeze over things, because I just want to get through shit. Let's hire Miguel. No. Socks. Masamoon. Let's get socks. Sure. Saved by others. Please refrain from using content as illegal. Oh, I didn't. Oops. No. So then I technically can do this now. That'll up the, I guess, I don't know if that means difficulty and amount of experience gained, because you can also use this for the amount of rounds. Oh, that's training rounds. Okay, that's probably the amount of boosts. Yeah, it's boosts. Okay, training. I see it now. Boost training rounds. So I am a bit blind sometimes. I was looking here and not over to the right. Bit blind sometimes. I do that. Again, I'm not observant. And this is how you would level them. So I guess that's active. I wish for more of a confirmation, to be honest. But yeah, no. Okay, well. Boosts left. Training rounds 10. Okay, I don't... So we can exchange goods here for other items. So if you have... You can trade Kamura points for items. And then a hanging scroll. Yeah, I want this. So that goes into your room. You can customize your room and stuff. It's cool. Alright. So yeah, this is how you send a friend out to get certain cultivate certain things if you want. Okay, I'll do this another time. I don't feel like... The cats are annoying sometimes. This is the hub. Oh god. Alright, yeah. I'm going to save here and get off because it's late. Sorry for anyone who's now joining in. It's going on midnight. But I appreciate everyone who's joined in. Join me for tomorrow. Hopefully, if I'm not too tired, I'll stream right around 4 o'clock. I'm going to try to make that a thing, but it also depends on how work treats me. But, join me tomorrow for more Ninja Boy and more Monster Hunter Rise. So we're going to be playing a bit of Rise, and then we'll move back to World. I'm getting back into Monster Hunter again. Once game requests are completed, I'll be able to open up with more games that I want to get through and the games I started and return to some old favorites. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Newbie, and everyone, anyone else who's a regular or whatever. Thank y'all for the love. Thank you, Grizz Shot, earlier. Thank you for the fun during Final Fantasy VI Newbeacons. Thank you for all the love that everyone's given me. I know it's, aside from a bit of chatting with Newbeacons, it was a pretty slower day. It was pretty quiet aside from that. But I'm happy, nonetheless. I had somebody. One person is enough. I'm just saying, like, normally I have a couple of chatters. But that's okay. I'm growing in terms of, like, my average viewer count, so that also makes me happy. Always room for improvement. Let's see, who is on? Well, I gotta drop Grish. I can't just sit there and let that man not give me love and me not do anything about that. Or not. Hold up, let me try refreshing this. It just says he was on. I hate it when Twitch does this to me sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if he's on. It just says he was. Yeah, what? Am I, like, not following the guy, or... Because I just showed he was on, so that means yes, I am. But he wasn't appearing in my list for the raid. Until I typed his name in. I'm very confused. Have a good one, everybody. I'll be on tomorrow, 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern.